Am I the a-hole for getting a new nurse fired for accusing me of having an affair with my father? I'm a hospital social worker at a small hospital. My dad is one of the ER day shift charge nurses. A few weeks ago, I was in the ER trying to figure out placement for an elderly patient. When I was leaving, I had a chat with my dad in the hallway. Before I left, he gave me a hug and told me not to be late for dinner. I joked about how I'm going to order the most expensive steak on the menu since it's his turn to pay. I'm 27 female and my dad is 51 male. Okay, so I feel like I know where this is going. She's just like kikiing and gossiping about you, and she assumed that this man was like your sugar daddy or something. There was a new nurse at the nurse station nearby. Pretty much everyone knows that he's my dad. I hadn't spoken with this new nurse much though, and she didn't know. Well, it's not exactly her business. Apparently, she thought my dad and I were having an affair. Based off of what she heard and saw. She knew my dad's married to my mom, who brings him lunch sometimes. Oh, Lord. She immediately began gossiping to some of the other staff that my dad is having an affair with the hospital social worker, aka me. Oh, absolutely not.
What?
One older nurse that I've known for a long time immediately came to tell me. I don't think she liked this new nurse very much. I guess no one decided to tell her that he's my dad. This beef could have been squashed with like literally one word from her saying that that's her dad. She would look really foolish. I hate gossipers. I don't know what it is about nurses, but I swear to God, some of them really do love to spread rumors. I decided to not take it up with her and just went straight to HR. We were both asked to come to HR after our shift was over, along with my dad. Ooh, messy. Now, the HR lady knew that he's my father. When NN came in, she was asked to explain, and she said that she thinks it's terrible that we would blatantly have an affair. And she was shocked because she thought my dad seemed like such a nice guy. My dad then decided to speak up and explain that I'm his child. The NN was mortified and apologized profusely. Okay, so what did we learn? Mind your business. And certainly, before you go and spread a rumor, do your due diligence. Don't just go and spread rumors that someone's having an affair and literally you have no idea what's happening. The HR lady asked me and my dad to leave. They had a meeting with the unit manager and it was decided that the new nurse would be fired immediately because she was still in her 90-day probation period. My mom thinks I'm a jerk and I should have just brought it up to the nurse instead of bringing it to HR when I knew she would probably get fired. I mean, she had no problem talking about you and telling everyone you were having an affair when you weren't. All it took was her seeing you have an interaction with a guy, and she assumed that there was romantic energy there. I swear to God, some women are so daft. Just because a woman is talking to a man, that does not mean that they are in a relationship. That does not mean that there are romantic vibes. There are not. She probably picked up on the warmth between you guys and assumed that it was romantic, but what the like, I also think my mom is sympathetic because she stalked the woman's Facebook and she's a single mom or whatever. I mean, yeah, that sucks. I think I was right to get her fired because the hospital doesn't need a bunch of nurses sitting on their words, gossiping instead of doing their job. That part. My dad is embarrassed and feels awkward about the whole thing. I would be embarrassed too if I was your dad, but at the same time, like, it's not the first time someone thought I was dating my dad. We aren't weird or anything, but it happens. Anywho, am I the a-hole? That's a strange piece of context. It's one thing if someone assumes that your dad is with like a much younger like woman. It's an entirely other thing for someone to assume that he's having an affair and to spread that like amongst coworkers, you know? Not the a-hole. I doubt this was the only reason she was fired. I mean, that's a good point because like, why didn't anyone correct her? Why did everyone just kind of like let her dig her own grave? A real hint is the other nurse is not telling her and letting her tie her own noose. I agree, that's very telling. If almost everyone knows OP and her dad are related and none of them decided to tell the new nurse when she was gossiping, she'd already pissed off other employees for them to not tell her. I mean, that's an interesting take, but I wouldn't be surprised as well. It definitely was a misunderstanding. No, I mean, like, if you think you're doing the right thing, you don't go and like gossip about it to other people, especially when you don't know the facts. If she thought that you were having an affair with him, I feel like the right thing to do in that scenario would be to go to HR, not to start talking about you with all of her coworkers. I feel like this person definitely needed to learn a lesson. And the lesson was, mind your business.